Coming up, the real reason WWE released Toni Storm, a former WWE star debuts on Dynamite, and Pete's gonna be here with a review for Dynamite because it's Christmas week, yo! People are off. Except for me and Pete. Some short straws were drawn there. Subscribe though, that might cheer us up. Do it. Subscribe, happy Christmas, etc.
Support WrestleTalk!
So you may have spotted this news on social media, but according to Fightful and PW Insider, WWE have let former NXT UK Women's Champion Toni Storm go. According to the reports, a memo was issued to talent yesterday afternoon announcing Storm's departure, but it did not mention the dreaded budget cuts, and Toni was the only name mentioned on the memo. John Laurinaitis' powers are waning. Needs more souls. The current reports claim that Storm requested her release, and it was granted. Gone are the halcyon days of WWE, refusing to release anyone in case AEW snaps it up. Now they're like, take them, please, God. Budget cuts. The night before her release, Storm worked a show in Washington, D.C., having a triple threat match against Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks, which went down as scheduled, so you can assume that that is not the reason she asked for her release. According to PW Insider, Storm then flew herself home from Baltimore yesterday morning, as in paid for the ticket and left, not hijacked a 747. In the wake of Storm's abrupt departure, Liv Morgan took to Twitter with a burning heart emoji and the old horns, while Shotzi posted saying, Toni Storm is the whole package, absolute badass, with 5 S's. But perhaps most interesting of all was AEW Women's Champion Britt Baker, who posted a pic of Storm as the NXT UK Women's Champion, squeezing out a which could suggest that Toni is an opponent she would love to face, if only she were to make her way to AEW. Thankfully, Tony Khan is still collecting wrestlers, like former NXT star and short-lived member of Retribution, thank God she never got involved in that, Mercedes Martinez. Because the veteran of the biz made a surprising AEW return on Dynamite last night, helping Jade Cargill to victory in the AEW TBS Women's Championship Tournament. Shortly after the appearance, TK took to Twitter to welcome Martinez to the fold, stating that she was indeed #AllElite. She last appeared for the company in 2019 before heading to WWE in 2020 and getting the out of there when the whole Retribution thing happened. Dynamite also saw another hotly anticipated return as Jim Ross came back to the commentary desk. Ross had been taking a little bit of a break while undergoing treatment for skin cancer, and thankfully the treatment was a success as Ross took to Twitter to let the world know that he is cancer-free. Congrats, JR. Glad to have you back. Now over to Pete with this week's Dynamite review.
The New Year's Smash episode of Dynamite kicked off with the return of JR to commentary, which was lovely to see with a loud ovation too. Nice to see you back, JR, and glad you're doing well. The first match of the night was Jurassic Express, Christian Cage and the Lucha Bros versus FTR, Matt Hardy and Private Party in a 10-man tag match, and the story of the match was how will they coexist, as every wrestling story on the planet seems to be right now. This match was a whole lot of fun, with everyone working well together initially until the Lucha Bros and Christian Cage started blind tagging each other. Uh-oh, they can't coexist. This ended up costing them the match, as Cage blind tagged himself in, got into it with Penta, and FTR took advantage and hit Big Rig for the win. This led into a backstage segment where it was made official that it'll be Jurassic Express versus Lucha Bros for the AEW tag titles next week on the first Dynamite on TBS, where Christian Cage is definitely 100% turning heel to cost Jurassic Express the match. This was a great way to start the show. And what came next was 2.0 and Daniel Garcia versus Eddie Kingston and Santana and Ortiz. And Eddie Kingston just wanted Daniel Garcia in this whole match, hyper-focusing on getting payback on him. However, this match felt like it had a somewhat anticlimactic finish, as Matt Lee rolled up Santana with a handful of trunks to get the win, which felt like it wasn't properly built to, which left the crowd wanting a bit more. After the match, Santana got nailed with the ring bell by Garcia, and then after that, out came Chris Jericho to make the save? You're a bit late, mate. Your friend's already been beaten up. He chases them off with Floyd the Bat, but Eddie Kingston seemed to share by sentiment as he then got in Jericho's face afterwards. This is leading to a Jericho-Kingston match. I'm all for it, and this continued Kingston's mad descent after his string of losses. MJF cut a promo backstage saying that Wardlow needs to qualify for the ladder match to grant him a TNT title shot, but once he wins it, he needs to hand that opportunity over to MJF. And Mark Sterling came in to read the contract Wardlow signed, in which it says that every contract opportunity and title are property of Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Oh Wardlow, you numpty. He then took out his anger on Colin Delaney, beating him with 4 powerbombs. I do love Wardlow reacting to the crowd and doing more and more powerbombs. It's such a wonderful character work and great reactive storytelling from AEW to pick up on it and go with it. There is hella tension between the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, and Red Dragon backstage. As the Bucks aren't happy with Kyle O'Reilly being there, O'Reilly isn't happy with Cole or the Bucks, but he has a private word with Cole saying, yeah, obviously they have heat, but this is AEW. The key to success is factions, which he's totally correct in saying. He says he knows Fish has his back. You'll have to see tonight if Cole has his back too. Dan Lambert cut an in-ring promo ragging on Cody and Brandy Rhodes, and he had some great lines, some so good in fact, people forgot they don't like him and started cheering him because he was saying bad things about the other guy people don't like. This brought out Brandy herself, who was initially greeted with boos from the crowd, but she quickly turned that around into what was actually a really great back and forth promo between herself and Dan Lambert, each of which had some great lines to each other. Brandy called Lambert a less talented version of Paul Heyman and asked him when was the last time he got beaten up by a woman and didn't have to pay for it. Lambert's responses were also pretty fire emoji. I think that's what the kids say these days, which ended with Brandy saying, oh, you're a black belt, or I'm a black bitch, and threatening to fight him. But Dustin Rhodes came out to make the save, but he was blindsided by Men of the Year. This segment surprised me and was actually a ton of fun. But one question, where the hell was Cody? That's your wife, my dude. After this was the semi-final match of the TBS tournament between Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill, and this was also a great match. This was the longest we've seen Cargill go in a match, and while she wasn't perfect, her selling of Rosa working over her knee was pretty much spot on, with subtle and overt selling mixed together. It was great stuff. After the match got given quite a bit of time, a masked figure smashed something over Rosa's head while the referee was distracted, allowing Cargill to get the win with Jaded, and the figure revealed themselves to be Mercedes Martinez, who is now All Elite. Another great addition to the women's division. Ruby Soho came down to make the save on Rosa, as it'll be Cargill versus Soho in the final next week to crown the first TBS champion. This was all great stuff, and honestly, I think the way AEW has handled the TBS tournament has actually been really good overall. Lots of prestige surrounding it, and I think whoever wins the belt next week will look really good coming out of it. Thumbs up. CM Punk cut a promo next saying he's done with MJF, he's a waste of his time, but also MJF said he wanted gold, and wouldn't it be a shame if someone interrupted his pursuit of it? So you're not done with MJF then, are you, Punk? This was a good promo, but not exactly the white-hot material you would expect in a CM Punk vs MJF feud. Sammy Guevara wants to win his TNT title back, Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida are going to have yet another match, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs don't like Dante Martin. Brian Pillman Jr. cut a promo in the ring next, calling out Malachi Black, who appeared in the darkness to point at him, so it'll be a match between the two next week. And the main event of the show was Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta versus Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. And let me tell you, on a personal note, just because of how much I love Undisputed Era and NXT, just seeing the three of them do their entrance together again got the heart going. Do we have a name for their trio yet though? The not Undisputed Era? The Disputed Era, I suppose. This match was so much fun. The Disputed Era denying the best friends from hugging, O'Reilly and Fish working together smoothly, Adam Cole being the greatest, Cassidy getting to run wild. There was so much to enjoy in this. But how will they coexist? Because at one point, Kyle O'Reilly inadvertently kicked Adam Cole straight in the face, which brought out Brandon Cutler, who distracted the referee, while the Young Bucks came in and hit super kicks on the best friends, allowing Red Dragon to hit Chasing the Dragon for the win. After the bell, Adam Cole looked hurt and betrayed on the outside while he was being tended to by the Bucks and Cutler, while Fish and O'Reilly celebrated in the ring and looked a bit bemused, saying things like, hey man, we got the win, while the Bucks were mouthing off to them, being like, what the hell was that? How will they coexist? It's not fully AEW's fault that I literally cannot take much more of any can they coexist stories, though they did have two of them on this show as well. They even used the words can they coexist ahead of the main event, so they know what they're doing. The Bucks Cole Red Dragon story is so interesting, and the dynamics are going to be such a fun thing to explore, and it's a very well told story. If you take out the first bit of Adam Cole saying he has a surprise for the Bucks and they're not really fully trusting O'Reilly after he supposedly brought him in. But this shiny new storyline has been tarnished and weathered by the can they coexist storm. Regardless though, what a fun show! Let us know what you thought in the comments and by voting on our community tab, where 78% of you voted for whose side is Adam Cole on. There is so much good wrestling on the show that any minor grievances you have just get washed away by the warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you see the Disputed Era make their entrance, or the Lucha Bros going crazy with their offense, or Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill putting on a banger. This show wasn't perfect, but it was so goddamn enjoyable. This is a 4 out of 5 show. Subscribe to the WrestleTalk podcast channel, as myself and Laurie Blake will be covering the episode in full over there later today.
These official guesses you're about to give me.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me just get your points ready.
Do it. Chad Gable. I just need to say it.
Why do you need to say it?
Because I'm stuck. There's a Chad Gable wall in front of me.
If you asked me to draw a Caucasian person, I would. Okay,